Hello everyone, greetings from Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia. My name is Sorokh Bayırgalsın. I am a PhD candidate at School of Law, National University of Mongolia. I am very pleased and honored that my article will be published in the Journal of East Asia and International Law soon. I would like to take this chance to introduce quickly about the main idea of my paper now. My article is about critical minerals, constitutional sovereignty, and the international law, with a particular focus of Mongolia, my country. Today, minerals such as copper, lithium, rare earth elements, cobalt, are increasingly important for the global development. They are important for the green energy transition, digital infrastructure, batteries, and many other new technologies. That's why the countries see critical minerals as strategic resources. But my article, I try to look the issue from the legal and constitutional perspective. I argue that critical minerals are not only about the market, investment, or geopolitics. They are also about how countries' constitution defines ownership, responsibility, public interest, and long-term stewardship over the natural resources. In the case of Mongolia, Article 6 of Constitution is very important. It recognizes land and subsoil resources are being under the people's power in the state protection. It also reflects important principles such as public ownership, state trusteeship, environment protection, and intergenerational equity and fair benefit sharing through the National Wealth Fund. That's why I argue, even though Mongolia doesn't yet have a specific legal definition of critical minerals in its minerals law, the Constitution already provides a strong legal foundation for governing them. So instead of seeing this as only as a legal gap, we can understand critical minerals governance in Mongolia is an emerging legal category shaped by the country's constitutional framework. The article also reflects the international law doctrine of permanent sovereignty over natural resource. This doctrine remains very important, but I suggest it's no longer sufficient by itself. Today, resource governance must reflects to address the environment protection, future generation, community interest, supply chain responsibility, and the fair distribution of minerals wealth. In conclusion, my article shows critical minerals governance is not only a question of extraction or economic development, it is also a question of constitutional responsibility, public trust, and the long term of national development. I hope my paper can help the legal community, policymakers, the industry professionals look at the critical minerals from the different angle. Thank you very much for your attention, and I wish you everyone best of luck.